I think it's fair to say that Nyx 1 represents a major shift in how the Nyx system is being redefined in Star Citizen. As revealed at CitizenCon, the planet is undergoing active terraforming and is no longer envisioned as a barren or marginal world. Instead, Nyx 1 is being shaped into a lush environment featuring multiple biomes including swamps, grasslands, forests, and other temperate regions designed to support long-term habitation. Crucially, this emerging ecosystem is not the result of a naturally evolved biosphere. The flora and fauna present on Nyx 1 are expected to be largely imported, introduced as part of the terraforming process rather than discovered in a pristine state. This places Nyx 1 firmly in the category of engineered worlds where life exists because it was deliberately brought there, managed, and sustained through human intervention. This approach reframes Nyx 1 not as a natural paradise, but as a constructed one, a planet whose beauty is the product of technology, logistics, and long-term planning. In the context of the Nyx system, which sits on the fringes of major political influence, Nyx 1 becomes a fascinating contradiction. A carefully cultivated world growing in one of the most historically rough and independent regions of space. So now that we know the context behind Nyx 1, let's talk about how CIG could possibly release the planet. I think that one possible scenario for Nyx 1's introduction into the game is an early and relatively quiet release, positioned as a surprise rather than a headline feature. In this case, Cloud Imperial Games could announce its arrival through a letter from the chairman, or a similar high-level communication targeting a window in the first half of 2026. This would fit CIG's recent pattern of soft launching major locations once the underlying tech is considered good enough, even if the surrounding gameplay is still minimal. In this scenario, Nyx 1 would likely enter the game in a partially completed state. While the planet would already showcase its terraformed biomes, swamps, grasslands, forests, and other lush environments, it would probably launch without heavy, bespoke mission content tied specifically to the planet. Instead, gameplay will revolve around existing systemic loops such as mining, resource gathering, and potentially animal hunting, allowing players to interact with the environment without requiring large amounts of handcrafted content. To contextualize the planet's arrival and give players a sense of participation, CIG could also frame Nyx 1's rollout around a limited-time event. One plausible approach would be a logistic-focused event in which players are tasked with hauling cargo, supplies, or terraforming-related materials to Nyx, presented narratively as an effort to accelerate the final stages of the planet's terraformation. While largely symbolic from a mechanical standpoint, such an event would serve to integrate Nyx 1 into the living universe and give its introduction a sense of momentum rather than the feeling of a small, silent map update. A second and highly plausible scenario for Nyx 1's introduction would be to release it concurrently with base building. Given that the planet is expected to arrive without any pre-existing settlement or significant human presence, it presents an ideal blank slate for player-driven development. By aligning the planet's launch with base building feature, CIG could create a gold rush dynamic where players scramble to claim prime locations for their outposts, station, or custom structures. This approach would not only leverage the novelty of Nyx 1's terraformed biome, but also encourage organic social and economic interactions. Players might compete or collaborate to establish settlements, securing the most strategically advantageous areas near water sources, resource-rich zones, or biome variety, while navigating the challenges of a newly terraformed world. Additionally, CIG could introduce narrative-driven or limited-time events linked to factional influence. For example, players could contribute resources or labor to help a specific faction establish a foothold on the planet, creating emergent stories and a sense of shared progression across the community. This scenario emphasizes player agency, making Nyx 1 not only a scenic location, but a hub of strategic, social, and economic activity from day one. The third possible scenario is a more patient, staggered rollout in which Nyx 1 is released last, following the introduction of Nyx 2 and Nyx 3. In this scenario, CIG could first focus on adding planets that offer immediate gameplay, contrast, and mechanical variety. Nyx 2 is a toxic world and would likely mirror the hazardous environments of Ariel and Aberdeen, but on a larger and more dynamic scale. Nyx 3, an ice giant, would provide a visually striking location reminiscent of Pyro 5, but with smoother landscape, I would say, and unique environmental features. These early releases would allow CIG to introduce gameplay loops and sandbox mechanics without the pressure of a fully terraformed, life-rich world. Once the system's harsher worlds are established, Nyx 1 could arrive as a fully realized, lush environment, complete with its terraformed biomes, imported lifeforms, and advanced ecosystems interactions. By this point, players would have access to various sandbox missions highlighted at CitizenCon, such as the Rock Cracker and the Asteroid-based Tunnel Run, providing meaningful activities tied directly to the system. Nyx 1 would then serve not just as a scenic or lore-rich destination, but as the centerpiece of the Nyx system, a culmination of environmental storytelling, exploration, and emergent gameplay possibilities. This scenario would emphasize quality and completeness over speed, ensuring that when Nyx 1 finally enters the game, it does so as a polished, content-rich world fully integrated with both systemic gameplay loops and narrative opportunities. In conclusion, I think it's fair to say that Nyx 1 represents one of the most ambitious and visually striking developments in the Nyx system and perhaps in the Star Citizen Persistent universe as a whole, redefining what players can expect from frontier worlds in the game. Whether it arrives as an early, partially completed surprise alongside base building to encourage player-driven settlement, or as a polished, feature-complete release after Nyx 2 and Nyx 3, the planet's introduction is poised to make a lasting impact on the game. Its terraformed biomes, imported life forms, and engineered ecosystem highlights a significant evolution in planetary design, combining aesthetic beauty with meaningful gameplay potential. Each scenario offers different opportunities for engagement, from emergent sandbox interaction and logistics events to fully integrated missions and environmental storytelling, ensuring that Nyx 1 will be a focal point for both exploration and strategic player activity. Ultimately, the planet embodies the intersection of CIG's technological ambition and the community-driven experiences that make Star Citizen unique, promising a world that is as dynamic as it is meticulously crafted. But let me know in the comment section down below, how do you think CIG are going to introduce Nyx in Star Citizen? Do you think it's going to be at the first half of 2026 or perhaps even in 2027? Maybe they're going to take their time. I don't know. I guess we'll see. And if you enjoy the content, as always, please help the channel with a little like. Don't forget to subscribe for more. It really helps the channel. The YouTube algorithm has been smashing the channel lately, so I really need your help right now. Also, if you want to support the channel more, you'll have the links to the Patreon page, as it also really helps the channel a lot. A big shout out to Sokart Associates, Ducky to Ducker, Dr. Robin, Shadow Rise, and Zero Crusher. I have been Irad, and I'll see you guys in the next one.